The losers get another shot at glory in Brand Slam's Leftover Lockdown. And Panda Express goes head-to-head with Papa John in a final confrontation for the title. Tonight on Brand Slam. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final episode of the very first season of Brand Slam, and we're kicking off the night with a very special match featuring the competitors who have already been eliminated from this tournament, and we're joined by a very special guest in Tara Long. Tara.
Hi.
Tara, now we've got Gidget here in the middle of the ring getting ready to kick things off. As an observer of the Brand Slam tournament so far, how do you feel about Gidget's performance?
I don't feel great about it. I feel like he's a relatively big competitor, just size-wise, and I feel like he really kind of let people down with that. Like I think he should have showed a little more strength in the ring.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I think looking at Gidget, you see a lot of strength, and I think some folks at home might not realize that is just a bodysuit with those muscles painted on there.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot going on under there. Gidget probably should have done a bit more work on the cardio. Probably should have eaten a little less Taco Bell. And speaking of Taco Bell, I'm very curious as to your feelings on the brand Taco Bell and their offerings there.
You know, I like Taco Bell. I have to say, as a native Texan, I am a way bigger fan of Taco Bueno, which is a chain that I believe only exists in a couple of states in the South. I think of it like if Taco Bell was actually good, that's what Taco Bueno is. That said, now that I live in New York, Taco Bell really is like the only fast food Mexican chain of its kind here. Mm-hmm. And so I have been known to travel to Penn Station for the Taco Bell there, and I have to say that is one of the worst Taco Bells you will ever encounter. It's just not good.
I've been going back and forth myself on whether or not, like, I live only moments away from one of the only Taco Bells in Brooklyn, and it's, consistently been a bad experience there, but I keep trying to, think, well, maybe it was just an off day. Maybe like they were all off days that I went there. Maybe I should go back and try it again. But
I think consistency is an important part of the Taco Bell experience, mm-hmm. and something I've noticed is that their quality varies vastly from location to location. Mm-hmm. It's not a good thing.
And Gidget here is taking quite a bit of punishment, and we've a moment ago Burger King entered the fray in this special Elimination Chamber style match where every 30 seconds to 60 seconds a new competitor enters, and now we have the Noid. So
I really liked the Noid. I have to say, I wish he had stuck around in this tournament a little longer, because he's got a lot of personality. He's
got a lot of personality. He's fun to hate, and he represents a powerful brand in Domino's. But not to put you on blast here, leading up to the Brand Slam tournament when we were scouting these competitors, you weren't necessarily aware of who the Noid was.
I had never heard of the Noid before. I don't know many people who have. I think somebody like a Little Caesar is probably a more recognizable pizza mascot.
Sure.
That said, his shiny red fruit leather outfit, as Griffin put it, does make for some interesting visuals and theatrics in this tournament, which I think is really a big part of the Brand Slam game.
Yeah, it's all about pageantry here at Brand Slam, as Dave Thomas unceremoniously dumps the Noid back into the ring, and McDonald's enters the fray. Ronald McDonald.
I love Ronald McDonald. He just looks so crazy. Like, he looks like the type who would just like slit your throat at a moment's notice.
Well, luckily all of these competitors are screened ahead of time for foreign objects, so he won't have the opportunity to, although I wouldn't be surprised if he had snuck a box cutter in one of those red boots of his, as the Noid works over his back and then his arm, and just chaos on the north side of the ring there as Gidget, the King, and Dave Thomas rumble, and it looks like in 10 seconds the good old Colonel will be re-entering this match. Now, Tara, I want to speak about my personal experiences with KFC. Never really had a good KFC.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like most of the time there, the chicken is kind of soggy. It's the texture of the meat is questionable.
I have to say, I don't agree with that. I mean, your experiences are your experiences. I'm not going to diminish those, but I've had nothing but top tier A+ experiences at KFC. My, I guess, main gripe with them would be that their food can be very oily at times. And to echo what Dan Reichert was saying in a previous episode, I feel like that's not so great on the tummy.
No, yeah, it's you can, the Colonel sometimes comes a call-in when you least expect him.
The thing is, what are you ordering at KFC though?
Just like, like
a bucket or
just a bucket.
Like a Colonel Strips meal?
Honestly, the last time I went, it was just a bucket. And the Colonel Strips, last time I got them, were tough. They were, the fried part of them was good. The chicken part of them was sort of leathery.
See, you have to be down for the sides at KFC. You got to appreciate that like potato mash stuff that they do with the gravy and the coleslaw.
I really do appreciate their biscuits, and I appreciate. I have to admit, I appreciate the famous bowl. It's all sort of, it's a textural.
I'm not down with their bowls.
You haven't tried? Have you tried the famous bowl?
I haven't tried it. Is that the one
It's
that has
famous
corn
for a
in
reason.
it?
Yeah, there's corn,
No,
gravy,
I'm out.
Mashed potatoes, and popcorn chicken, and cheese.
That just sounds like a mouth horror. Just there's too many textures. I'm big on textures. You got to keep them separate. If you put it all together, then of course it's going to be a soggy, gross mush.
But it's a very efficient way of getting KFC into your body. When I used to work at a GameStop and I only had 15 minutes for my lunch break, I would run over to the KFC Taco Bell next door and just pipe a famous bowl down my throat.
Yeah.
So I had the energy to continue selling pre-orders on.
I suppose if all you're looking for is a nutrition module, then KFC might fit that bill. Personally, I far prefer McDonald's to KFC.
And McDonald's is performing okay, actually, as KFC and McDonald's go one-on-one outside the cage on the right side there, with McDonald's hitting that running DDT on the Colonel able to reverse that with a double leg takedown and a stomp to the face. We haven't talked a lot about Burger King. The Burger King had a good showing early on in this tournament, but has now been eliminated by the Noid when we were a little distracted there. So once again, we have to say farewell to the Burger King.
Good riddance.
You're not a Burger King fan?
I'm not a burger. I've had Burger King maybe twice in my life. I've just never had much of a compulsion to go. And I have to say, I think you made a good point on the last episode. There's something weird about their fries. They're like crummy. There's a weird texture. It feels like they've been like rubbed around on the floor or something and then fried after that. I'm not into them. And I'm also, I think what makes or breaks a fast food burger is the toppings. And the fact that they put mayonnaise on their burgers is just a huge no-no.
No, I feel like that might be there is mayonnaise on the Whopper. You're correct. There's mayonnaise on the Whopper.
Yeah. I'm a mustard gal.
Yeah, I would say
no ketchup, no mayo.
The basic burgers at Burger King have an overwhelming vinegar flavor to them, which I've come to appreciate because there's pickles, there's mustard, there's ketchup. So it's a sour burger experience that I've come to enjoy.
Nothing you just described sounds good and should not be good. It sounds terrible.
And it looks like we just had the Noid leave the ring in shame there, having been eliminated from this tournament.
I miss you, Noid.
Ronald McDonald with McDDT, and KFC goes in to try to take the pin. We are down to just the two burgers and the Chicken King at this point.
I'm a little surprised that Ron is still in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, Ronald's been in this one for a while. I think, you mentioned earlier he's got a bit of an unpredictable edge to him that's going to help him out in this dangerous environment.
I feel like the makeup too, the like Juggalo-esque look he's got going is like a good intimidation tactic for the other competitors as well.
Yes, I absolutely have to agree. You've got two very clean-cut elderly competitors in there, and then this ageless clown of unknown origins who just ate a big superplex off the top rope and only gets two from the Colonel.
Dave Thomas is kicking ass, man. I mean, he is definitely one of the beefier boys in this competition, but he's got a lot to prove, I feel like.
Yeah, he's had a noted absence from the public eye, and we can only assume that was just him spending a long time getting intensely swole as he hits the gorilla press and the gorilla slam on the KFC, and looks like Colonel Sanders has been eliminated, but Ronald McDonald doesn't waste any time hoisting him up, hitting him with that stun gun, and going for the pinfall right away. He gets 2.
Oh.
And he only gets 2, and Dave Thomas is still in this. Now, out of these 2 burger chains, these 2 fast food chains, you got to pick one. You're driving down the highway, you're getting a little bit peckish. There's both of them on the side of the road. Which one are you pulling over at?
I'm going to have to go with McDonald's just because it's a brand I am more familiar with. I have a lot of personal experience with McDonald's, actually. I used to be much heavier than I am now. And I lost about 40 pounds. And you know what? I was eating McDonald's every single day.
That's
a true story. Yes.
What was your menu strategy?
So I would get a Happy Meal for lunch,
Yes.
4-piece chicken nuggets, ranch sauce, with a Diet Coke. And if you're looking at it from a purely calories in, calories out situation, a Happy Meal is a pretty lean meal if you get the chicken nuggets.
Yeah. So you're going to be rooting for McDonald's in this one. I'm going to root for our friends at Wendy's because I feel like the square burger patty is good. That meat is fresh, never frozen.
I do love a good Wendy's burger.
And I think that might be it.
Oh.
And,
he's collapsing. He's mourning Ronald.
I mean, I don't think he took any pleasure in eliminating Ronald McDonald from this competition, but he did it. So out of our losers bracket here, it seems like Dave Thomas, representing Wendy's, has claimed the win. How do you feel about this, Tara?
I feel good. I feel like he deserved it.
Yeah, he's this has been a long time coming for Dave Thomas, who's had a bit of a streak of rough luck.
Do you think he ever eats McDonald's?
Yes, absolutely, but he cries the whole time. Every competition has a dark horse. Panda Express has the fewest chain locations in the United States, the fewest Twitter followers, the most to prove. Now, under the bright lights of Polygon Arena, Panda will have the opportunity to write his name in the stars in a battle against one of history's greatest monsters. Only on Brand Slam.
What you're about to witness is a man with nothing to lose. Chip on his shoulder, but he's lost with nothing to prove, nothing to gain.
Panda Express certainly the odd man out in this competition.
He's fucking insane. Ducking the rain, he kept dancing.
We are seeing nothing from Panda here. The ref should really consider stopping this match. Now this has got to be it. No! Panda is fighting back!
Roll with confidence, like he got a bomb in his vest. No nonsense, relax from the chronic of sex. Clipping the Cohiba, gin and tonic is next. Heisenberg,
and Panda will advance to face the king.
Some things should never change.
Panda Express has had a good run here at Brand Slam, but this has got to be it.
They say the times have changed.
No! Once again, Panda will not be defeated.
They put the killer in chains, but who's to blame? Still trying to change, it's all in
That's it. It's Panda versus Papa John at the Brand Slam Finals. So here we are, Tara Long, on the eve of destruction.
The final countdown. That applies here, right?
Yeah, we can definitely say that. We've got Papa versus Panda in the finals of the first ever Brand Slam tournament. Panda representing Panda Express, the dark horse brand here in this tournament so far. A brand that, not a lot of people had big expectations for, versus Papa John, who has proved himself in and out of the ring to be one of this century's greatest villains. As we're seeing a new side of the Panda, a new sort of confidence here.
I'm loving the sprightliness.
I think Panda, the narrative of Panda's journey through Brand Slam tournament here has been sort of a competitor that everybody counted out, nobody counted in, and I don't believe Panda even counted himself in. And after two huge wins,
he's his own hype man here. I love that. I'm loving the attitude.
Panda.
Oh, he knows he's got this.
Wow, incredible agility for a competitor of this size.
Oh man, I'm really rooting for Panda here. I have to say, like, as a purveyor of fine fast foods, based on taste alone, I do prefer Papa John's, but the Panda has just shown himself to be such an honorable competitor. I feel like he really has no enemies.
A lot of heart.
Yeah, a lot of heart. And I think he's starting to realize it too. I've seen his emotional progression over the course of this first season, and it seems like he's really leaning into it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Panda's greatest enemy so far has been his confidence in himself, his inability to believe in himself. But now we've got him up against, a truly formidable opponent in Papa John, who
This guy
refuses to give up no matter how many times we tell him to. Let's talk briefly about Papa John. We've covered the food products of Papa John in our previous episodes, but I do need to know, what is your Papa John order?
I have to say I'm a plain cheese kind of girl. I'm not down with the garlic sauce, which might ruffle some feathers.
Yeah.
It's just, Papa John's is already such an indulgent meal to begin with. I don't think you need that. But what you said last episode really did resonate with me about breaking open the pepperoncini and spreading the juice all over the pizza, because that is my go-to method for Papa John. You combine that with a plain cheese pizza, and it's just really good.
Do you go in for any of the apps, any of the delicious desserts, any of the 2-liter of Cokes?
No, I don't hate myself quite that much. I can't remember the last time I ever ordered an app with a pizza order.
And there is the Brand Slam title, the prize that this match is for.
It's all on the line.
The fast food champ. There's the ref presenting the title. And I would take this moment to thank our referee for his excellent work so far throughout this competition, calling these matches in a fair manner. And there's the bell, and we're off. And Panda, first of all, putting that big foot to use, putting it right up in Papa's face, bringing Papa up into a kneeling position. Panda in control. That confidence that we've seen from Panda during his entrance is really paying off here.
He is in it to win it. And I have to say, from this perspective, he looks no less than twice the size of Papa John.
Again,
that is a big Panda.
Panda has all of the tools to win this. I think it's just the confidence. Browsing the social media presences of all these brands, Panda Express has the lowest Twitter count at just over 50,000.
They do.
Which I believe, Tara, you may have more followers on Twitter than Panda Express. How does that make you feel?
Not great. I don't know whether to be more sad for them or sad for myself. What I do like about Panda Express's social media presence, though, is that unlike Papa John's and a lot of these other fast food brands out there today, they're not making these grand attempts to be woke. You look at Panda Express's Twitter account, a lot of it is very inspirational tweets, stuff that is meant to give hope to young entrepreneurs and immigrants who are trying to make it in the business world here in America. And I have to really applaud them for that. The story of the founders of Panda Express is really the American dream. And I think they realize that, and they're leaning into it a little bit. You look at a brand like Arby's, who, God, I wish they were in this competition. Unfortunately, Arby's doesn't really have a mascot other than the shitty Stetson or whatever that they use, but I just want to see pain inflicted on the Arby's brand the same way that I feel it's inflicted on me whenever I see a tweet of theirs.
Yeah, there's a couple types of brands online. There's the playful cool brand. There's the genuine brand that Panda Express is, and then there's the Papa John's, which sort of walks the line where most of their social media presence is just them apologizing to people for bad pizzas that showed up. If you ever look at the mentions for, I believe, Pizza Hut, Papa John's, and Domino's, I think a lot of them have started sort of splinter accounts for their support, and it's just a whole lot of a social media manager having to say sorry to people on
Yeah.
Twitter.
I think it's expected of any fast food social media manager nowadays that you will have to make no less than 7 shitty memes a day. It's just part of the job description. I don't think Papa John's is really all that different from that. I mean, they definitely have some memes, you know? But as far as like a distinct personality, I can't say that Papa John's Twitter has one.
Well, Papa John is maintaining control of this match, Irish whipping Panda into the corner and putting him up in the tree of woe, taking away that size advantage. And
Oh, gosh.
that's got to be an
dear.
illegal maneuver, digging those boots into the throat of
Heavens.
Panda Express. Certainly not the first time Papa John has put his foot on the throat of an animal.
It took
Gosh,
all of
allegedly.
Papa's strength just to roll Panda over.
Oh, and Papa continuing trying to take the wind out of the lungs of Panda Express, who's powering through. He's grabbed a hold of that foot and he's managed to pull it out from underneath Papa John. And he has an opportunity here to no, and it goes away as he takes that snapmare, and now he's into that hold once again. Papa John, taking any opportunity he can to give this larger opponent a disadvantage. So Tara, let's say you're in this sort of match. You're matched up against a much larger opponent in the Panda. What's your strategy going to be, and how would it differ from what we're seeing from Papa John here?
I feel like unpredictability is really the only thing Papa has going for him. You know, he's smaller, he's more nimble, agile. Compared to the Panda, he is smaller. Compared to a normal human man, he is a bit thicker than most. So I think movement is going to be very important for him. Being able to come at Panda from behind and issue a move that way.
We just saw him right there attacking from below with that jawbreaker into an attempted pinfall, but he was only able to get 1.5, taking a moment to rest in the corner and bringing Panda back up to his feet. Irish whipping him towards the turnbuckle.
I think it's going to be important for Papa to try to use Panda's weight against him. That's the what are the things on the side of the ring? The bars, the term.
Yeah, the turnbuckles. Yeah,
turnbuckles. Yeah. Making good use of those to kind of throw Panda's weight around is going to be a good tactic, because I feel like as such a large Panda, his center of mass is very centered.
Oh, good Lord! Papa John is upside down and he eats that tombstone pile driver. Perhaps a bit of a nod from Panda to the pizza competitor, Tombstone Pizzas, sort of rubbing it in and then catching him with that butterfly suplex, throwing him probably 10 feet across the ring.
And waving to the crowd,
I know,
too. That
the
takes
confidence.
balls.
The confidence of Panda Express. I think he might have found what he needs to pull through here, but he looks like he may have winded himself a little bit in the process.
Ooh. He is angry. He is taking
Here
out
it
some
is.
stuff.
That's the elbow. That's the elbow that he beat Burger King with. That's 1. That's 2.
Oh!
And we have our very first Grand Slam champion.
Yes!
The one everybody counted out. The one nobody counted in. The tastiest dish here at Polygon. It's Panda Express.
Oh, boy.
Look at this adversity that Panda overcame.
This is tremendous. I wonder if he had Papa John's to eat before this. I feel like researching the enemy, it might have helped him out a little bit here.
Do you think that diminishes his victory at all if he's consumed the tasty wares of the evil Papa before coming down to this ring?
That is a good point. I feel like he could eat anything and be good.
Yeah.
But, as we have established, he is a real panda, so he probably just ate some bamboo.
He probably just ate a lot of bamboo, and it looks like it paid off here. There's an early pinfall attempt that didn't work out for the Panda, and here's that jawbreaker counter from Papa John, who did, despite what we might say about him, he fought valiantly in this match. He fought fair, but it turned, the better Panda won here.
The better Panda won.
And there's that beautiful butterfly suplex. There is not much you can do when you're confronted with that. Tara, how do you feel about Panda Express as our very first Grand Slam champion?
I like the precedent that this is setting, Sometimes the most visible brands are not necessarily the best ones, and I think Panda is a good testament to that. I've never seen a Panda Express outside of a mall food court, but you know what? Maybe I will go to the mall this weekend and patronize that business.
I feel like this might be the beginning of a very good thing for Panda Express, the brand, the chain, because we can now definitively say that they are the best brand.
Brand Slam has crowned a champion of the fast food world. But there are other